Have you ever noticed something strange? Some of the people who look rich are actually drowning in debt. The luxury car? Monthly payments. The newest iPhone? Installments. The designer clothes? Credit card. And the person who quietly drives a simple car, wears plain clothes, and rarely shows off? They're often the one with money in the bank. Here's the uncomfortable truth. In today's world, wealth is silent, but pretending to be wealthy is extremely loud. And millions of people are trapped in a financial game they don't even realize they're playing. A game called looking rich instead of becoming rich. And it might be quietly destroying your future. You're not actually competing with your neighbors. You're competing with their highlights. Every day you open social media and you see vacations, new cars, nice restaurants, perfect apartments, shopping bags. Your brain doesn't interpret this as entertainment. Your brain interprets it as social ranking information. Without noticing, you start asking yourself, am I behind? This is how the trap begins. Because humans have always compared status, but before, you compared yourself to maybe 20 people in your village. Now, you compare yourself to thousands of people online, many of whom are financing their lifestyle with debt. But your brain doesn't know that. It just feels pressure. Your income increases. You finally get a raise. You promise yourself, now I'll start saving. But something else happens. You upgrade your apartment, you upgrade your phone, you eat out more, you subscribe to more services. This is called lifestyle inflation. Your income went up, but your financial freedom didn't. Because you didn't increase your wealth, you increased your expenses. And here's the dangerous part. The upgrades feel small individually. $8 subscription, $20 delivery, $60 dinner, $200 monthly payment. But combined, they quietly consume your future wealth. You didn't become richer, you just became more expensive to maintain. People don't buy expensive things only for utility. They buy them for signaling. Signaling means you're not purchasing the item, you're purchasing the message. Luxury car message? I'm successful. Designer bag message? I made it. Expensive restaurant message? My life is exciting. But there's a psychological paradox. The people you're trying to impress are also trying to impress someone else. No one is actually impressed for long, because status signaling is temporary. Debt is not. Credit cards created a dangerous illusion. You can live a future lifestyle today. Your brain feels no immediate pain. No cash leaving your hand, no visible loss, so spending doesn't feel like spending. But financially, something serious just happened. You traded future freedom for present appearance. Every payment you owe in the future is a paycheck already spent. That means you're not working for your future anymore. You're working for your past decisions. There are two types of rich people. The visible rich, flashy, expensive items, high expenses, little savings, high stress. The invisible rich, modest lifestyle, quiet habits, investments, low financial anxiety, freedom. One looks wealthy, the other is wealthy. And here's the shocking reality. The person driving a 10-year-old car but owning assets is financially ahead of the person driving a new luxury car with loans. Because wealth is not what you spend. Wealth is what you keep. Every purchase has a hidden price: time. That $800 phone, it may cost 40 hours of your life. That car payment, it may cost 3 years of mandatory work. Debt steals something more valuable than money. It steals your options. You can't quit a toxic job. You can't take risks. You can't rest. You're not employed. You're financially locked in. The real danger is not being broke today. The real danger is reaching age 40, 50, 60, and realizing you earned money for decades, but you never built wealth. Because wealth requires one thing: delayed gratification.
Looking rich gives immediate dopamine. Becoming rich requires patience, discipline, and invisibility. And that's why most people choose the first one, not consciously, emotionally. You must choose status or freedom, because you rarely get both early in life. Instead of asking, "Can I afford this?" start asking, "What is this costing my future self?" Rich thinking, assets buy freedom. Poor thinking, income buys lifestyle. The moment you stop trying to impress strangers, your financial life changes. No one wakes up and decides, "I want to ruin my financial future." It never happens dramatically. It happens slowly. It starts with something innocent, your first job, your first salary, your first feeling of independence. For the first time in your life, you finally have money that is yours. And psychologically, something important happens. You feel you've earned the right to reward yourself. So you buy something nice. Nothing extreme, just a better phone, better clothes, a celebration dinner. And that is normal. The problem isn't the purchase. The problem is the identity shift that follows. You begin to associate your income with your lifestyle, not your future. Your brain creates a silent equation: because I make more, I should live better. And that belief becomes the seed of long-term financial stress. Because raises don't create wealth, margins create wealth. Wealth lives in the gap between what you earn and what you spend. But most people accidentally close that gap as fast as possible. The biggest financial misunderstanding in modern life is this: people think a high salary automatically means financial security. It doesn't. A person earning $2,000 but saving $500 a month is financially stronger than someone earning $8,000 and saving nothing. Why? Because income does not determine wealth. Behavior does. Many high earners are trapped in what psychologists call the golden handcuffs. They have expensive commitments: large rent, car payments, private school fees, subscriptions, social expectations. They can't stop working, not because they want to work, but because they must. They didn't buy luxuries, they bought obligations, and obligations remove freedom.
Here's something subtle. Most of your spending decisions are not logical, they are social. You don't buy the phone because of the camera. You buy it because everyone around you upgraded. You don't go to the restaurant because you are hungry. You go because your friends went. Humans evolved in tribes, and in tribes, status meant survival. Being excluded once meant danger. Your brain still carries that ancient wiring. So when you feel embarrassed using an old phone, your brain interprets it not as inconvenience, but as social risk. And companies understand this perfectly. They don't sell products, they sell belonging. Modern marketing is extremely advanced. You were not just seeing advertisements, you were being psychologically studied. Algorithms learn what makes you insecure, what you compare, what time you feel vulnerable, what you recently searched. Then they show you a solution. Buy this and you'll feel better. And it works. Because the purchase doesn't just give you an item, it gives you a temporary emotional reward, excitement, validation, relief. But here's the hidden truth. You were never solving a financial need, you were solving an emotional discomfort. And emotional spending is the most expensive spending there is. Have you noticed something? The thing you desperately wanted last year feels normal now. That is called hedonic adaptation. Humans adapt quickly to improvements. The new phone becomes an ordinary phone. The nice apartment becomes just your place. The salary becomes not enough. This creates a dangerous loop. Upgrade, excitement, adaptation, dissatisfaction, upgrade again. You're not chasing objects anymore. You're chasing the feeling you had the first time. But that feeling is temporary by design. Which means if your happiness depends on upgrades, you will never financially stabilize, because your expenses will always grow faster than your satisfaction. Every purchase competes with your future. When you spend $1,000, you don't only lose $1,000, you lose what that money could have become.
Invested over time, that same money could multiply. So the real price of a purchase is not the price tag, it's the future value you sacrificed. This is why small habits matter, not because coffee is expensive, but because consistency is powerful. Wealth is rarely destroyed by one big mistake. It is slowly eaten by hundreds of small, repeated decisions. There is a strange stage in life many people never experience. The moment when you stop caring about impressing strangers, when you can enter a room without needing validation, when you don't need the newest thing to feel confident. That is when financial progress accelerates, because suddenly you are no longer buying identity, you are building stability. You realize the wealthy person isn't the one getting attention. The wealthy person is the one who sleeps peacefully. No panic before payday, no fear of emergencies, no anxiety about bills. Peace becomes the new luxury. One day, you will meet two versions of yourself. The first version spent years upgrading lifestyle to match income. Nice photos, nice purchases, constant pressure, little freedom. The second version lived slightly below their means. Fewer impressions, less attention, more patience. But over time, something incredible happened. Their money started working for them. And eventually, they gained something priceless: the ability to choose how to live. Here's the quiet truth. Money doesn't change your life when you spend it. Money changes your life when you keep it long enough to grow. Trying to look rich gives you applause today. Building wealth gives you control tomorrow. So before your next purchase, pause and ask, is this improving my life or just improving my image? Because the financial trap was never about money, it was about identity. And the moment you stop performing wealth, you finally begin creating it. Here's the truth nobody tells you. The goal of money is not luxury. The goal of money is control over your time. The freedom to wake up without fear, the freedom to say no, the freedom to rest, the freedom to choose your life. Looking rich gets attention, but financial freedom gets peace. So the next time you feel pressure to upgrade your lifestyle, remember this: you can spend your life trying to look successful, or you can quietly become successful. One earns likes, the other earns freedom. And 10 years from now, only one of them will matter.